Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dairy Van Menards Cup Series. We are here in Mexico City for race number 16 and another crown jewel event. This is the Mexico City Clash. We have 42 drivers in the lineup here today, which I think is the most, if not it will tie for the most cars we've ever had in a field, and this is going to happen a couple more times this season, I want to say, at every other road course, I do believe. But let's take a look here at the race info for tonight's race. It is going to be 22 laps in length. It seems like it's going to be shorter, but still going to be the same length time-wise. And obviously there was no previous race winner. This is the first time the Cup Series is coming to the Autodromus something Rodriguez, whatever, I don't know what it is, but so obviously no previous winner. And it looks like they can make it the whole way on fuel, which is mildly interesting, if I do say so myself. Oliver Anthony here in the '02 Gibson Toyota Camry is your pole sitter, snagging his first career pole for the Country Music Motorsports team. Looking to maybe get his first career win today as well. And starting right beside him is one of the drivers to keep an eye out for, Justin Marks. He's been fast in practice, and here he is in qualifying, starting second. So he could be another potential winner here in Mexico City. All three of the JB Motorsports drivers are starting inside the top 10. Alex Chapman is the highest starting of them all, rolling off third here today in his number 88 UPS Credit One Rockwell Automation. I almost said Rackley Roofing. That would have been a new one. But Rockwell Automation Ford Dark Horse Mustang. And the other two are starting further out, closer to the end of the top 10. Rolling off ninth is Joe Buckley Sr. and seventh is going to be Joe Buckley Jr. respectively. Baron Cohen, another one of those drivers to keep an eye on here tonight. Starting 11th, a little deeper in the field than he may like to start this one, but we've seen him be competitive pretty much at every single road course race this season. So keep an eye on that number 20 Pizza Hut Lamborghini, and along with the car in front of him, the 29 of Joe Buckley Sr. He is a menace on these road courses. Almost won at Canadian Tire. Gee, that was the one that got away for the veteran. Now, less happy thoughts. Way deep in the field here is the 70 of Noah Sears, who is going to need a really good... he's going to have to dig through this pack in the 22 laps he has to get as much as he can. 29 points below the cut line. He's got his work cut out for him today in Mexico. Last driver we're going to go deep into here with Scott Mason. As you guys know, he has that win. 30th in points. Not locked into the playoffs right now. So he's going to have to start really kicking it up. He's running out of time. After today, there's only 4 more races until the playoffs begin. Along with that, 2 more drivers that are in danger of losing their playoff positions. Paul Selzy and Evan Horton, who are starting towards the rear, which is not what those drivers want to see. But let's get this show on the road. We'll give it off to Oliver Anthony here and Justin Marks as we get ready to hear the command to fire him up.
Drivers, start your engines!
There it is. Engines have been fired for the third road course race of the season. 42 drivers, which is just one more, not necessarily a lot more, but just one more than we've had in years past, or weeks past. Your front row: Oliver Anthony, Justin Marks, Alex Chapman, Casey Sherwood, and Clayton Baxter rounding out your top 5 here today. It's going to be seemingly a quicker race, but every lap is 2 minutes, so it'll be around that 1 hour, 50 minute to an hour mark. depending on cautions if we have any. So the Pace truck has pulled off the speedway, I do believe, as a field heading towards the start-finish line. The Dairy Van Menards Cup Series is getting ready to go international racing for the first time in its history, as a field comes down the long front stretch here. Oliver Anthony, Justin Marks, bringing us to the green flag. Green flag is out. We are racing here in Mexico City. Early charge for Alex Chapman. Going to get around the 04 of Justin Marks and to the right side of Oliver Anthony, and he's going to take the early lead. He's going to go way wide, though. Early issues for the 88 machine. He puts himself into the wall after taking the race lead on lap number 1. Yikes. It's going to be a bit of a hornet's nest here early on as everybody tries to settle in and get rolling. Looks like some damage there on the front of the 91 of Davenport. Or maybe I'm just blind. I'm not sure. Probably the second one. Casey Sherwood working on Matt Sanchez here, trying to get back around him, and he will make that pass. And here comes the 29 of Joe Buckley Sr. all over the back bumper of Matt Sanchez. He's already up one spot, looking to make it 2. He started all the way back in 10th. And he might be 7th now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. I'm not really sure. But look at Joe Buckley Jr. as well. He made up some solid ground on the opening lap. Sherwood just went wide, open the door up for Sanchez to make a bonsai pass. Can't make it stick fully, though. They're going to be side by side down the front stretch here, as Oliver Anthony is going to lead lap number 1. Hard to see with the trees in the way there. Sanchez is in 5th. Here comes Joe Buckley Sr. for 6th, and he will take that position. Now he's looking to get back to the 27 of Sanchez. Lots of cars going wide. Trouble, more trouble. The 49 of Derek Richards. 42, Randy Jones and Jonathan Davenport all get into it. No caution. We are still green. It looks like Jordan Marr has actually called it a race early on. Lots of damage on the 76 of Ronald Beasley. Could he have gone wide as well at one point or another? I feel like this race is going to be a bit of a wreck fest. I can just smell it in the air. But right now, the 0-2 of Oliver Anthony looking really strong right now. He just dropped out of the playoff conversation after last race at Gateway due to issues with the wrecking that happened, and a lot of it. As Sanchez and Senior still fighting for 5th here. It's kind of starting to spread out now as we get to lap number 3. Justin Marks was a second back to the 30. Now it's a little less than that, 0.8 of a second back to Joe Buckley Jr. Junior starting to reel in that 04. He hasn't won in a large handful of races. I can't remember exactly when his last win was, but I almost want to say it was the season finale at Homestead last year. Oh! He's just going to punt Justin Marks. Holy crap, that was a massive hit to the 04. Remember, Joe Buckley Jr. is your defending series champion. and he is not in the playoffs right now. He hasn't won at all. The entire JB Motorsports team has been winless all season long, all of 2024. However, the 30 machine does sit just 59 points out of the playoffs right now. So a solid top 5 run could be huge for this team here today. We can just keep it up and keep running where he is. This is the very technical part of this circuit here. Gotta be very patient on the throttle. Don't push it too hard. Don't spin, don't wreck. We go on board the 29 here. Lots of boom, 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 boom. I don't really know what to say anymore. Joe Buckley Sr. still struggling to get to the 27, but the 30 is right on the rear bumper of the 04, but so is the 96 and the 02. They are right on each other. But right now, it's all Oliver Anthony. Henry Rivers down pit. Where it looks like he has some front end. Oh. That is a lot of front end damage. That's more than a little. Right in front of Matt Sanchez as well. Only going to help that 29. He's going to try him on the outside. Matt Sanchez still fighting back on the outside. It's going to be a game of breaking into the next corner. Nope, Sanchez got it. Dang, Buckley almost had that 5th spot. Not quite, though. But these two fighting for their first wins. I feel like Clayton Baxter has been doing this week in, week out, just trying to break through, but it's always just a little bit short. Last week they had the 3 wide finish for second. Or no, not for second, sorry. That was 3 week. Last time at Pocono, 3 wide for third. And I'm pretty sure Baxter was in that one. Baxter had a top 5 last week at Gateway as well. So he's been running pretty damn good. But, oh boy, if he just ate it right there, that would have been the biggest commentator's curse of the century. That could have been so bad. Wow, okay. Just pretend like I didn't say that. That works, if it works for you guys. He's got the fastest lap right now, 52. Oliver Anthony's teammate of Tyler Childers does, actually. Where's he at? I don't know where he is relative to position. All the way back in 34th. Wow. Not a good showing for Tyler Childers. And what about your points leader, Zach Barber? 18th after starting pretty much dead last, I do believe. That isn't too bad at all. Pretty solid recovery so far after his piss poor qualifying run, to say the least. Davin Armstrong in the J Moss number 7, second entry for that team. One car has DNF'd, this one has not. This one's still running strong inside the top 20. Almost inside the top 15, actually. Not too bad, not too bad. I think that team's going to be fairly competitive in 2025. They got some big changes coming to the team, I believe. Some new drivers, bunch of shifting going on around there. Oh, another driver who's back in the car this week. Dennis Baldwin is making his return after missing out the last 2 weeks, and not a good look right now for that 22. Holy crap. Not at all how he wanted his return to go, for sure. Lots of front end damage to the front of that 3M Dodge. Meanwhile, up front, still all spaced out. Oliver Anthony has started to pull away from Clayton Baxter. I almost said Zach Barber there for a second. There's Joe Buckley Jr. still trying to pull in the 04 for third here. Just can't do it. Henry Rivers got around the 29 of Joe Buckley Sr. I don't think that's something you should be proud of. Just gonna throw that out there. Don't think so. Sanchez, 1 win this season, 5th in the playoff standings. Looking decent through this stretch here. Honestly, I think the biggest title championship contenders, believe it or not, I'm going to say it, it's going to be Justin Marks, Matt Sanchez, and Dennis Baldwin. I think those are going to be the 3 that are big in the playoffs. And I know Marks, he hasn't won and he's barely inside the playoffs, but he is just super consistent. When a race goes his way, you know the race went his way. Here he is running third right now. Doing pretty solid, all things considered. 7 laps in here. Pulling away from the 30 of Joe Buckley Jr. Meanwhile, Oliver Anthony trying to pull away from the 96, but he gained a big chunk of time there that lap around. We got the 12 of Danny Fisher just in front of him now, though. Way wide went the 96. He's going to lose a ton of time to the O2 there. So if there's anything interesting going on here, Baron Cohen looking for 8th on the 21 of Alexander Thompson, who is currently 144 points above the cut line. How many rookies are in the playoffs right now? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. That is it. The playoffs are still dominated by mostly 2023 veterans. And if Oliver Anthony can win here today, that'll put him in the playoffs. And if we get another first-time winner, that means only 4 more positions will be up for grabs via points. And if Scott Mason gets back inside the top 30, which it isn't looking very likely at this point in time, and Trey Mills isn't looking too good either, he might lose some ground on the cut line. 130 points above right now, 31st. Yikes. Another thing with the Evan Horton and Paul Selzy. Selzy is 28th right now, and Evan Horton is 40th. Not looking good for those two. They might be outside of the top 30 here this very, very soon. Go back to your race leader. Oliver Anthony, big stack up there. Justin Marks in the grass. He's going to lose 2 spots. And maybe more. Let's take a look and see what happened there between the 30 in the 04. Looks like Joe Buckley Jr. sent it and made some contact with him, kind of shut the door on Justin Marks, and he just really had nowhere to go. Costed him 4th and 5th. 3rd and 4th, sorry. He's now down to 5th position. Now Joe Buckley Jr., can he potentially reel in the 96 and the 04? I don't think he has that much space in his Rockwell Automation Credit One Bank 30. Because, I mean, Matt Sanchez, he's sticking pretty much right there with him. He isn't really losing. He isn't really gaining on the 27. And Joe Buckley Sr. is just kind of here right now. He'll take a top 5 if he can get a top 5. He'll take a top 10 if he can get a top 10. He's old. He just wants to make the playoffs for one more season. And then he'll go full-time DMPS next year in 2025. So he's only retiring from Cup here. So last time around, the 30 was 7.2 seconds back. This time by 7.6. So I definitely don't think they're going to be gaining on them. But I mean, hey, you never know. I see Noah Sears up there. Oliver Anthony making really quick work of Danny Fisher there. Holy crap. Sorry, this race is just really boring. Joe Buckley Jr. just not going through that same corner. He may have gained a little bit of time here, at least on the 96. Maybe not on the 02, but definitely on the 96 of Baxter. And they'll finally get around Danny Fisher as well. And Joe Buckley Jr., Dover, Delaware native. Just trying to continue what was an amazing 2023 season. Here comes Matt Sanchez. Looked like he was going to throw it on in there. Didn't really. He thought about it for sure. Oliver Anthony is on a rampage right now, though. Scott Mason is down pit road. I don't think anybody is going to be able to dethrone the O2, take the lead from him. Ran over a second faster than everybody else that lap. Oliver Anthony is really comfortable in his O2 Gibson Guitar Toyota Camry. There's nothing happening on that corner. Welp. We haven't used that Camry yet, so I just figured we might want to, but I don't know when they're going to get to it. I think it's off of this set of corners. Not too entirely sure here. It is. I think this camera angle looks really cool. Anyways, coming to the halfway mark this time around. Joe Buckley Sr. trying to get around Justin Marks for 5th, and he'll take that 5th spot. Marks going to fight him back on the outside for it, though. Senior is going to have the advantage into turn number 1. Sanchez is on pit road. Oliver Anthony is on pit road. Tires potentially the issue instead of fuel. So I couldn't check how long the tires would last here. I could only check how long fuel would. Alexander Thompson going to get around the lap car of Henry Rivers there. He'll move up to what I want to say would be 5th, yeah. Preliminary as, you know, green flag pit stops are kind of happening right now. Clayton Baxter leads the way right now. Just going to pause for a second. Just got to pull up the schedule. So next race on the 2024 DMCS calendar, it's going to be Daytona for the first, believe it or not, the first ever plate race of the season. Because we don't start at Daytona like you normally do. We're not NASCAR. We do things a little different around here. Clayton Baxter going to come down pit road. Stanley Fisher as well. No, he's going to stay out. He is a lap down. So Joe Buckley Jr. comes down. Joe Buckley Sr. comes down. Justin Marks comes down. Alexander Thompson, Baron Cohen. Everybody now. Tilt the camera over towards the pit road here. A lot of cars looking like modifieds here. This is not the Whelen Modified Tour, folks. This is the Dairy Van Menards Cup Series. As real as it gets, folks. Looks like it's going to be 4 tires and maybe some gas. I don't know if they'll get gas or not. There's Dennis Baldwin with a lot of damage. Noah Sears with just emotional damage. The rest of the field coming in. Clayton Baxter, first one in, first one out. Here comes the 30. And the 29 having issues with Randy Jones. Joe Buckley Sr. can never catch a break. Luckily, it looks like he doesn't have any damage, but so right now, it looks like your race leader is still going to be the O2. Yeah, he is back out front. He got a huge lead still. No surprise there. Joe Buckley Sr. still going to be inside the top 5. Oh, big wiggle there from the 29. Maybe this clean air can help him gain ground and get to the top 5. I don't know, but Matt Sanchez is going to get around the 30 car for 3rd. Matt Sanchez won early on in the season at Richmond. He's looking to stay at the ASR team, Andy Seuss Racing. Feels really good there. He's got competitive cars, unlike at the High Limit Motorsports camp, where it was kind of hit or miss. I mean, the car that he missed the playoffs in is in the playoffs this season. And that is the only High Limit Motorsports car currently in the playoffs. So, I definitely think he did the right thing and left. He joined Andy Seuss Racing, who between Evan Horton and, because there's only a 1-car operation, he had 3 wins in 2023. And now, between the two of them, it's only 2 wins, so they're kind of down this year, but they are splitting their resources between 2 different cars in 2024. So, that could definitely plague them in some sort of fashion. But Matt Sanchez is looking pretty close to the 96 here. He was having some issues with this lap trap. He almost gets hooked by Noah Sears there. That was very, very close. Between those two, they were 3 seconds apart, and now they're probably, what, a second apart from each other now? Something like that. But Matt Sanchez has to get through the 38 and the 70 here. Sanchez making quick work of Horton as they go through those S's there. Now it's only one more car to get through Noah Sears and maybe Fred Wells, just up ahead, who is just 49 points above the cut line. Another driver who made the playoffs last season but had a very subpar 2024 is Derek Richards, who is currently actually in a decent position in 11th right now. But he has not had the greatest season of all seasons. He was looking like he could make the playoffs early on, and then after Fulton, it just kind of all went downhill. They missed the race, they missed the feature, and they never really were never really the same ever since then. So it looks like they might be able to rebound here now today, potentially. But for the O2, Oliver Anthony, he is just putting on a clinic here as he is having a lot of trouble with the one of Jaden Bowers. But he has a 10-second lead, so I mean, if he's going to race him that hard, just let him by. There's really no point to it. So there's Matt Sanchez running third, Joe Buckley Jr. fourth, Joe Buckley Sr. in fifth, Justin Marks sixth, Alexander Thompson seventh, Baron Cohen eighth, Caden Long 9th, and Casey Sherwood 10th. Henry Rivers a lap down. There's the 11th place runner of Derek Richards. 12th is Joey Higgins. 13th, Jonathan Davenport. 14th, Luke Lawson. 15th is Zach Barber. I swear Barber always finds a way to rebound after starting pretty much in the dead end of the field. Don't know how he does it, but he does it. The last win for Country Music Motorsports, wherever he is, there he is, would have been with Tyler Childers early this season, which was 13 races ago. So the team in itself is looking for their 4th career win as a team and 2nd win this season. And Oliver Anthony looking to deliver. Coming to 6 laps to go this time around. He's got a near 12-second lead over the rest of the field here. He has led every single lap this race as well, which isn't really all that hard to do. It's only 22 laps. And Clayton Baxter, he's up there in age, looking for win number 1. By the time he retires, could he even have a single win to his name? We do not know. We do not know. And Zach Barber, he was on fire. He was absolutely the championship favorite. I mean, he still is one of the favorites, but these last couple of races, he's kind of started to fall off. He hasn't been inside the top 5 as much, hasn't been inside the top 10 as much. He never really qualified all that well, but he always found a way to get back up to the front. And he's kind of done that today, not to the degree that he used to be able to do it, but it's still top 15, which isn't too shabby. It definitely could be better. Could be better for the Team Dynamite driver from Phoenix, Arizona. But he is just trying his best. He has been known to be good at the road courses, so honestly, if I was him, I'd take a solid 15th place run, if not top 20, because I also have Randy Jones right behind, who is actually laps down. Jonathan Butler in 18th. Is he a lap down? No, he just got... Zach Barber was just passed by the 09 and the 7 in a lap. Yikes. Anyways, we'll scoot back up to the front here. 49 still running in 11th, just outside of the top 10 here. Joe Buckley Sr. still trying to get around all of these lap cars. Joe Buckley Jr. still trying to run down, if he can, Matt Sanchez. And Matt Sanchez is working on running down the 96 of Clayton Baxter. Last time around, Matt Sanchez was 0.3 of a second faster than him. And Joe Buckley Jr., he just ran his fastest lap of the night just now. 1:41.4, which is good for 21st overall. What about senior? Where's he at? 1:41.1. Good enough for 13th. And obviously, that 0.2 is just gone. He's got a 15-second lead at this point, pretty much. Coming to 4 to go this time around. The battle is going to be between these two right here, the 96, the 27. This is the battle for second place. Oliver Anthony fell outside of the playoff conversation. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Whoopsies. And now he has put on a dominator here in Mexico City. Anthony, 19th in the regular season points. Average finish of... Wait, that's start position. Whoopsies. Average finish of 19.4. Which isn't the best, and it's also not the worst. But of the full-time drivers, Zach Barber has an average finish position of 12.0, 4 top 5s this season, 10 top 10s, and 15 starts along with 3 wins, and a crap ton of points. He has a near 200-point lead over the entire field right now. And that's probably just going to get bigger, because Tyler Childers is not in front of him. Although Alexander Thompson is, he might not get a huge gain here, but he's going to go from 344 points back to probably under 300. I definitely want to keep an eye on this battle back here for second, because it's getting awfully close. 41.8, 42.2, so another 4/10 slower there was Clayton Baxter. Baxter 5th in the regular season points right now. Another driver who's having a really good run is Baron Cohen, who is last in regular season points. He is 40th. Alex Chapman not too far away in 38th. And he started 3rd, and he is probably 25th. That's not really surprising. Kind of expected that one there. Kane Wagner right there wanting to take that 25th spot away. Come on, man. That's all he has left. There's John Butler, who is rumored to be going full-time in that number 40 machine next year for Loafs Motorsports. Don't know for sure, though. And that 7 might be full-time in 2025 as well. Don't know who the driver is going to be, though. We will find out eventually. Casey Sherwood still trying to get around the 94. I feel like he's been doing that for the past, 30 years, feels like. Can't see anything. There we go. Now I can see, kind of-ish. So the 29 might be able to get to the 30 here. It looks like Sanchez was gaining pretty good, but he just lost 2 seconds of lap time to the 96, probably due to the 1 of Jaden Bowers. Just trying to get past him here. Joe Buckley Jr. still trying to hold on here for 3 more laps. Hold on to a top 5 finish. So is his dad in 5th. Matt Sanchez, he wants more. He just wants one more spot if he can get there. I don't think he can. Not going to lie to you guys. Coming to 2 laps to go here as he comes out of the final corner. Oliver Anthony. Looking to pick up what would be a huge win for this team here. White flag next time by. He has not yet won in the Dairy Van Menards Cup Series. Looking to be the 13th different winner of 2024. Just over halfway through the season. I want to get one more shot of the S's here. He's not there yet. Thought he was there. There he is. Oliver Anthony. Looking to score career win number 1. Going down the backstretch into the big old technical part of the course, which in my opinion is the hardest part of this place. Back down onto the front stretch. Oliver Anthony has led every single lap this race. And all he has to do is lead one more and he's a winner. Confidence is high for the O2 machine right now. He has a near 20-second lead over the rest of the field right now. He's had a couple of good finishes this season. He hasn't finished inside the top 5 ever. He does have 5 top 5 finishes this year, though. So it is, in fact, better than nothing. We will wait for him here. We'll see him in just a moment. There he is. Your race leader, Oliver Anthony. Looking to score his first career race win. Just a few more corners to go. He just takes it nice and slow. We'll quickly check up on the 96 and 27. Yeah, no, there's not really much of a battle there now, is there? Through the final corners. Oliver Anthony. Driving the O2 Gibson Luke Combs Toyota Camry with Whiskey River on the side. RIAA is going to score his first career win at Mexico City. We got to wait a very long time to see second and third here. And here they come now. Clayton Baxter comes home second. Matt Sanchez third. Joe Buckley Sr. comes home fourth. Joe Buckley Jr. fifth. That is your top 5 here today. Well, we'll let the new first-time winner burn her down, and we'll take a look at the points. Alrighty, guys, and with that, that concludes another race in the Dairy Van Menards Cup Series. We only got 4 more races to go here before the playoffs begin And boys, the playoff stand is looking pretty much set here. Clayton Baxter overtakes Alexander Thompson for that 13th spot. Oliver Anthony is the 12th driver locked into the playoffs right now. And Paul Selzy and Evan Horton, those two very, very, very close to not making it right now. Let's see where they are in points. As a matter of fact, 25th is Evan Horton, so he is right on that line. Paul Selzy is 21st right now, but Horton, he's got to make sure Daytona doesn't go like a typical Daytona race. And as for Scott Mason, he is currently 32nd in points. His only top 10 finish this season has been that win that he got in race like 2 or 3 at California early on this season. So I don't know if Scott Mason is going to be able to make the playoffs anymore, guys. And we very well could also see Evan Horton drop out, Paul Selzy drop out. That'll open up the field to guys like Joe Buckley Jr., Fred Wells, Jonathan Davenport, Noah Sears even. And Joe Buckley Sr. is only 10 points behind Sears, and he would be 141 points below the cut line right now. So I don't really know what to think of the playoffs currently. I think that it's going to go down to the wire. We're going to have to play this all the way until Pikes Peak, which is the regular season finale. We only got 4 races left this season. We got the Daytona Pepsi 400, Darlington for the Southern 500, Kentucky, and then Pikes Peak on race number 20. And that is it for the regular season. And once we have the regular season done, there's no more of that. We got playoffs, 10 more races, 2 races in August. I think it's 3 races in September, and then the final 5 in October. So there's going to be 8 races in a row from September to October, and then nothing in November, it looks like, but that's okay. So I think that is a good place to end off here. Casey Sherwood is also pretty close to being inside the top 20 as well, but for now, it's between these 7 drivers: Baxter, Thompson, Mills, Marks, Buckley Jr., Wells, Davenport, and Sears. And with that, guys, I will see y'all at Daytona next Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember when I said that one would be posted.